So guys, before we get started, don't forget we do have that amazing discount code thanks to Tier 0 Games going on right now. And all you have to do is put in ZWGames5 to get 5% discount on your total order at tier0games.com. The links will be in the description below. What's up YouTube, Dave from YUGIOH, bringing you a deck update to Lair of Darkness, and it is all budget. So for you budget players out there, you can make this deck very, very cheaply and can still cause your opponent a huge amount of issues. And it is meta relevant as well, the great thing about it. Now, I'll do this shout out now. So first of all, a massive shout out to Joe, who's kind of helped construct this together with myself. And then secondly, Dave Trapania, I think it's like top card of Niagara. I've taken one tech card he played in his deck into this because I thought it was a very, very clever way of playing it. So what I'll do is I'll take you through the profile, show you what we've got, explain why we've got it, and then I'll kind of add up the prices as we go and show you why it's a budget deck and why it is so powerful. So, without further ado, let's go. We've got triple Lilith. These are only like £1 each. Very, very important card. Very, very powerful. Tribute this off, quick effect. Then you get to set a card. So it can't be ashed, which is great. And then you get to choose 3 normal track cards from your deck, reveal them to your opponent, shuffle them. They choose 1. That card is then set on the field. So in regards to the tech, when I get to it, I'll tell you exactly what it is. Triple Arima, obviously this is another way of getting Lair. Lair is very, very important in this deck. This is how you disrupt your opponent as best as you possibly can. But on top of that, the drawability or the searchability is very, very good. Double Darkest Diabolos, you want this in your grave or of course in your hand and have the ability to tribute a monster off to bring him on board. Then the first bit of tech coming from Joe himself is triple Black Stone of Legend. The reason this is so good is it lets you special summon a level 7 or lower Red Eyes monster from your deck. So you get to special summon Red Eyes Archfiend of Lightning, who is a 2500 attack. So straight away you have an eradicated target and a target that meets all the requirements for the viruses. On top of that, your Blackstone can then be tributed off and of course go into a Link Karibo. On top of that, you target level 7 or lower Red Eyes monster in your graveyard, except yourself, shuffle it back into the deck, and if you do, add this card to your hand, so you get to circle these guys around. Very, very good, very, very powerful, so massive shout out to Joe on that touch there. We then have Tour Guide and Sangan. Again, end phase searcher kind of thing when it's been used off. It also gives you an instant rank 3, which with Lair under, the fact we are playing this guy, number 30, Acid Golem, gives you another eradicated target or a target that kind of meets all requirements for any of the viruses you want to play. Again, also very, very cheap. Double Artifact Scythe and the 1 Artifact Moral Attack. Moral Attack obviously came down in price quite a lot since it got a reprint as an OTS common, and Scythe isn't as expensive as it used to be either. And these are very, very good stun cards. Of course, you can search off, not these guys themselves, but you can search off Sanctum from Lilith, set that down. Moral Attack can interrupt as well as Lair, and then of course so can Scythe. So these are all very, very good, very, very cheap budget options as well for the deck. Moving on to the spells, of course we've got triple Lair of Darkness. Now it does suck if you have multiples of these, but this is the main win con of the deck. Being able to tribute your opponent's monsters, turning them all into dark is very, very important in this deck, especially if you want to combo it up with some of the other techs we've got in this deck. Which is why we play 2 Terraforming as well. Now, this is where the budget can kind of come out of it. If you've got more money to play in there, or you already have a play set of Track Trick, we do not play Track Trick in this deck because they are about 30 quid a piece right now. You can take out a Terraforming, you could minimise your Arima, or of course you could take out 1 Lair and you go for 2 and 2 just for a bit more deck filling. It's entirely up to you on what ratios you want to play, but we want to get to Lair as soon as we possibly can. For the one-offs, we've got the 1 Monster Reborn, the 1 1-for-1, and the 1 Super Poly. Super Poly is busted in this deck because under Lair, you can activate Super Poly, discard a card, and use 2 of your opponent's monsters and go into Starving Venom. So, you know, what more could you possibly want than ripping 2 cards from your opponent's field as well? Non-targeting, so if they can't be destroyed by battle, card effect, or have any kind of immunities that are causing you issues. I mean, Auto Guys, for example, if they go... Let's say they go into Multi-Faker, into Seal Coitus. You go, okay, cool. Anything else? No? Excellent. Activate Super Poly, discard 1 card, and off you go. Now, of course, they can then choose no, because they can't chain to the activation of this effect. So it's very, very good to go. Alright, you want to do that, you have to preemptively do this stuff. Otherwise, I'm just going to go rip those 2 off, give myself a Starving Venom. I don't worry about the extra deck space. I can now start moving my plays further forward. So Super Poly is a great little tech, come out in common and of course rare, so you can pick that up very, very cheaply. And then Traps. Traps is where the money comes in, but it's not huge amounts of money right now. Triple Sanctum had the reprint as a secret. Triple Reckless Greed for a bit of draw power. Double Grinning Grave. Now, I mentioned this in my Dark Magician profile yesterday. Very, very good against dangers. Their downside is that they choose what they send from their deck, but it then limits them. There's only 7 dangers right now, and that is if that person is playing all 7 dangers. On top of that, if they want to extend their extenders or anything like that, it kind of puts them in an issue. The best thing about this is if they do want to do a danger and they resolve it correctly, the draw that they're going to get is going to be a negation because they're going to draw, it's going to get destroyed, it's going to go to the graveyard if it's a monster, of course, and then that monster is not going to be able to activate its effect. So let's say they drew into a Jackalope and they already had a Jackalope in hand, you're going to destroy the Jackalope they just drew. The Jackalope in hand is now negated as well because you can't activate the cards with effects of what's destroyed. And this shuts you down for 3 turns, or shuts your opponent down for 3 turns, the exact same with Eradicator, which is why you can then go into Reckless as well. So Reckless, even though it stops you for 2 turns, it's nice to be able to go, you know, if you've got a Lilith, you can set more of these and you start bringing these out and draw and draw and draw and draw. But the viruses slow your opponent down for a certain amount of times. You can either run him for gain, or of course you just cause them so many issues. Triple back to the front, double Paleozoic Dynamiscus, and the one spicy sec, thanks to Dave, is of course the one Waken the Dragon. Now, the reason Waken the Dragon is so good in this deck is, as well, in the extra deck, if you want to, you can play more Waken the Dragon targets. I haven't really got a huge amount of Waken the Dragon targets because I've tried to keep this budget, but of course stuff like Ultimate Falcon is very, very good. Now, the way this works is, off Lilith, you reveal Waken the Dragon and 2 viruses. That your opponent's not going to want to have your Waken the Dragon, but whatever one does get added, they're not going to want to pop your back row in fear of it being Waken the Dragon. So if they were going to go, you know, if they went first and they got Twin Twister set, you're going to go, I'll reveal Waken the Dragon, Eradicator, and Grave Grinning, or 2 Eradicators. They're not going to want you to have either of those. Obviously, one gets chosen. It could be Awaken the Dragon. So that mental fear, putting it into your opponent, them going, do I really want to pop Waken the Dragon and have to deal with a Ultimate Falcon of possibilities? So that is a very, very nice tech from Dave. So congratulations on his top with this deck as well. Like I said, you can put in Trap Tricks, that makes it a bit more consistent as well, but of course you have to have 30 quid a pop on those ones. Depressingly, disappointingly, whichever way you would like to spin it, Lee. Then onto the extra deck, so I'm going to take you through these. There's a lot of links, you don't really need to worry about this too much, but for the rank 3s, we've got the 1 Acid Golem. If it's under Lair, it's a dark 3k, so you 3k in all of your Lair, virus abilities. 1 Phantom Knight of Breaksword, really, really good, rank 3. Can deal with any of your back row that you don't need anymore, or deal with any problem cards your opponent has. Starving Venom, quite self-explanatory on that one, of course, because, like I said, with the Super Poly, or even if you want to use it through your own means, you can do. Now, I've got Triple YUGIOH. This is just to keep it budget. You can play like Borrelsword, Borrelode, and all that in here if you've got them. All your cards are going to be dark anyway, so going into YUGIOH just gives everything a nice little bump that you need. 1 Underclock Taker. Not 1 Nightmare Phoenix, sorry, 2 Nightmare Phoenix. Again, this is only budget options, so this extra deck can be pretty much whatever you want it to be. 1 Nightmare Cerberus, 1 Ultimate Falcon, couldn't find my one unfortunately, 2 Link Karibos, 1 Decode Talker, and 1 Tropologic Trispania. Now, of course, with these cards, like I said, this is all down to personal preference. You don't have to use these cards. These are just to keep it as budget, cheap, and cheerful as we possibly can. The extra deck isn't as important. The only thing that is of mass importance is Starving Venom Fusion Dragon, because you then get to cause your opponent issues off of Super Poly. But that is it for the deck profile. Nice, straightforward, simple, and very, very powerful and disruptive, and on a budget as well. So if you guys don't want to cause your, the big money spenders at your locals issues, you can definitely pick this deck up, put it together, have a lot of fun with it, and like I said, cause your opponent as many issues as you possibly want. But for now, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, hit that notification bell because you do not want to miss out on anything. We've got so many videos coming up for you guys. We've had the ban list, so there's a lot of updates to be done. We've had a new set of Savage Strike, so again, even more updates to be done. If there aren't any particular deck profiles you want us to do, please put them in the comments down below. We will get to them. We will try and answer them. I'm a bit more consistent in reacting to comments on the videos right now. I've updated it onto my phone as well, so your messages come direct through to me. I answer them, and we'll do exactly what we can. So any profiles, any questions, down below. Like, comment, subscribe, share, and as always, guys, happy dueling. What's up, YouTube? Dan here from War Games. thanks for watching that video. If you liked it, please hit that big thumbs up button in the bottom corner as well. And don't forget to hit the big red subscribe button so you don't miss out on anything. Make sure you click that notification bell as well so you know every time one of our new videos goes up. Throughout the whole year of 2019, we're going to have more deck profiles, duels, and of course pack openings for you guys to watch and enjoy the entire year round. So stay tuned for more, and as always guys, happy dueling.